Don't let the happy laughs in the background fool you. These guys are serious, I tell you what. Here we are at the Riverland Food Festival. I can't believe it. They wanted our honeycomb on the table and we thought it was too good an opportunity not to bring you guys along to see what wonderful foods are in the Riverland. I tell you what, I never would have thought about cooking some beef in a tank, but I can't wait to taste how amazing it is. These boys are incredible. I tell you, they've got an army of people. I reckon I got the best job. I just get to sit down and enjoy it. So this excitement started about 3 months ago when the boys come and dropped in to see us, and I showed them a beehive in the backyard. We showed them a bit of honeycomb and their imagination was sparked. And next thing you know, we're on the menu and we're heading hell. And I said to the missus, well, if we're on the menu, we can hardly not come. And then I've said we're coming, and the film cameraman dude so thought we better bring you along so you can see what's going on. I tell you what, not that I need any more food, but it's going to get some in my belly. Oh mate, I'm getting hungry. I reckon they might have stolen half the spits of the Riverland. This is incredible. I wonder where they all came from. I reckon they would have come from a few different family farms and family functions at the old fairs when they're doing the Greek Euroses. This would be the spits that they come off. Oh, do you reckon anybody would notice I stole a bit? You don't see this every day. Oh, you poor little lambs. Yum, yum, yum. Oh. I bet you we're not allowed to open those doors, mate. That would be sacrosanct, wouldn't it?
Anyone else, mate, but you, for sure, for sure.
Shall we poke our head in here? This is incredible. I'm going to make one of these, I reckon.
So these have been going, just stand back here.
Yeah, because it should be nice and warm.
A little bit warm. I've got a couple of perfect haunches of Murray grey beef here, so
that is incredible.
They've been going. This tank came from Ella, and we've had the engineering expertise of Loxton Council on here. So it's an amalgam of like a fevered idea in the brain and good solid engineering from the council. So.
And is that the air vents are just perfect in the old rusty tank, so they keep the fire
it rusted perfectly.
Yeah. Oh, that is so good. That's going to taste amazing, I reckon.
Yeah. Well, we had a bit of issue with the solder melting out of it early on with the heat, but I said to Simon, the engineer, I said, is this going to collapse? He says, no, it's riveted, mate.
Yeah, it's whack when they made tanks proper. Have you done that before in a tank like that, or you just dreamed that up for this?
First time. First time. So, yeah, it was just an idea. It started with like, we want to hang these haunches of beef, from the gantry. Yeah. And then we're like, what about the wind? Because it blows the heat away, and it's all about temperature control, cooking, of course.
Of course it is,
And then so we said, we need a bit of a tank, and then it just evolved into this, like a...
Isn't it amazing, all the things that come together?
I love the fact that, we've like repurposed it, repurposed an old rusty tank. I mean, it would have just been there and just rusted into the ground, and it's had a final
But you know what's going to happen now? There's going to be a whole renaissance of rusty tanks getting turned into some way.
I'm hoping we set fire to the rusty tank business.
I reckon you will. It'll be all over.
If you've got shares in rusty tanks,
I think you can see the guys running around now, won't they?
It's going to be the new Tesla.
I love this Duncan's cooking cupboard. That's kind of cool too.
Yeah, the cooking cupboard's pretty amazing. So there's a couple of big... This is from the same beast. So this morning we cooked our pumpkins in there, and we've had our quinces on there from Sue at Singing Magpie, roasting cabbages. So it's all fire. So, but it's actually beautiful. It's actually pretty veggie forward actually in terms of what we're using. So.
Which is that's one thing you do grow a lot of.
And probably the quinces, like the big Smyrna quinces from Sue, and instead of being converted into quince paste or sweet or cheese platter, we've just roasted them whole, and they're going to go with our sausages from Robush Meats. So he's made sausage coils to our recipe. So it's all there's a whole village contributing. So it's pretty nice.
Awesome. Yeah, you've got to cook a quince for a while because they take a while to come.
Funnily enough, at 1,000 degrees, not so long. I think everyone, the books have had it wrong for too long. Like a friggin' rock for about like 3 hours, and then suddenly you can't pick it up.
All of a sudden it's whoosh. Oh golly! I remember as a kid, my nan used to grow these jolly pine melons, and she'd turn. They were on the side of her property, and she'd turn them into like the same sort of idea.
Like chocos sort of thing.
Yeah, like they were. And I don't think anybody made them any good after she died.
No.
I don't know what the hell she did, but it was always they were a cheap
I think like this, it's all about craft. I mean, like there's nothing new, but like given what you do with the bees, you know, like it's age old. You know, since time began, bees and been creating honey, and like we've been using it. But we just go through periods of forgetting the knowledge, and it's about you know, channels like this. You know, just educating people, and that's for Duncan and I as well. As much this is about education and educating people about what's growing them, opening their eyes to the beauty that is in their immediate vicinity. This is about community building, and this whole event is about community building, but especially like we're starting in restaurants, and you learn the skills, you know, about communicating plate by plate directly with your customer, and so you learn these skills. And so it's not so big to go and do a thing like this for 300 or a symposium for 1,000 people, but communicate those same ideas through food, and it's very, very effective because everyone eats.
Yes, exactly right.
So everyone, you have this commonality that you're able to communicate to everyone through food. So that's the language. So it doesn't matter what else culture you're from. Everyone loves something delicious.
For sure. And I think the thing with food too is the skill level. Like when you're in this position, chefing, like everybody can sort of cook a little meal for their family. But when you're trying to cook a meal for like a whole restaurant full of people or 300 people in this situation, changes the rules, doesn't it? A little? Like as in you have to.
Yeah, it's a battle against the elements, but it's just logistics. So you know, I guess experience tells you how long things are going to cook, and then within that we still have our mini disasters. But at the end, it always ends up all right on the night.
Apparently this is where they baked all the vegetables, and now it's the way to warm up the sauces. How cool is that? You might not be able to see it from this side, but this is a half a rainwater tank that they've made a stand inside of. Unreal. Tell you what, cooking with fire though, now there's a challenge. That's more complicated than looking after a beehive. Trust me on that. We've had a few excitements cooking with fire, but these guys are professionals, so I think we're in safe hands. Mate, you've been busy. Oh, this is incredible.
Have been. It's so special, isn't it?
Yeah, do you get a buzz when you see that on the riverfront?
Yeah, I saw the marquee up. I was like, it's going to look amazing.
Yeah, mate, I tell you, it's incredible.
We came down last night at night time, and when it's all lit up, it's beautiful as well.
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, and I was thinking these fire pots are going to look amazing.
Yeah.
Around the whole tent facade. Oh, here we go. We're going to get a tabbit pit.
Got a taste.
Holy mackerel! Look how good this is.
Don't do this at home, kids. Do not cut into your hand.
Just pull that bit off. Oh, mate, that is yum, yum, yum. Look at that.
Well done. Who knew you could cook?
Oh, I reckon you've been fibbing to us. That's incredible.
I'll leave you to it.
Yum-o, thank you. Oh, like in little old Loxton. How'd you pull this off?
The council received some money from the Murray-Darling Basin Economic Development Fund. We're really, really lucky to have received that money from the federal government.
Yep.
It was all about tourism, technology and events, and attracting some nationally recognised events here. So this is one of those nationally recognised events.
And so you were walking past the office as you heard this announcement, said, I have an idea. Let's do it.
Let's do Australia. That'll be great.
Let's do that at the riverfront. That would be amazing.
Yeah, 300 people, sure, why not?
Easy done. Yeah. Is it one of those moments about a week or two later when you woke up in bed and went, what have I done?
Yeah. We realised just how logistically challenging it was going to be, but it's been great. The guys have been great to work with. It's been really
they're amazing.
And the whole community too, you know, like we had people donating wood and food and all sorts. They're just absolutely amazing.
No, it's been incredible. And I like the fact that we actually but borrowed a few spits from across the Riverland.
Yes.
That's really cool.
I think we've got all of the spits from the Riverland.
John was telling me the story about the prison cheese.
Yeah.
Like, holy gosh, I'll tell you what, that's it. Even there, you got to say.
So the chefs kept telling me that they wanted cheese at the end of the night, local cheese, and I kept saying to them that there isn't any. But they just sort of refused to accept that to be true and kept saying that they wanted local cheese.
Has to be.
And I was talking to one of my friends about it on the weekend, and they said, unless you know, I said there's no Riverland dairy, and they said, unless you count the dairy at the Cadell prison, the training centre there. And
Anyway.
That's worth a phone call. So I rang the prison and I found out that they supply milk to prisons and hospitals around South Australia, but the cream from the dairy is sort of a byproduct because they don't distribute it to their normal distribution. And so it goes to Udder Delights in the Adelaide Hills to make their triple cream brie. So this whole time we have had
sneaky
a brie with a Riverland connection. So
well, there you go. Champion you. I
very
tell you
good.
what.
And it's going to be served with your honeycomb.
Yeah, which is amazing. Has that been the story of this whole event? Like that whole rabbit hole? Come up with an idea and go,
absolutely.
If we go here, go
We've
there.
We've uncovered so many random things, and we're really excited for the guests to be able to sort of explore it all tonight.
Yeah, and actually to reiterate to them, or ourselves, that it actually is all from here. Like, it's pretty
Even
incredible.
the rainwater tank. The guy said to me, we need something to hang the beef in with like corrugated iron around it.
Yeah.
And I was sort of describing this thing that we needed to construct, and I was like, oh, it just sounds like a rainwater tank, and I've got a rusty one at home. Yeah. So
this is your tank.
Yeah, we just I donated the tank. I mean, it was wrecked anyway, and then the council guys have constructed this amazing gantry to hang the beef from. So yeah, it'll find a good home afterwards.
Well, actually, I was saying to Mark, I reckon what this is the new pizza oven, because everybody had wanted pizza ovens, built pizza ovens. Next thing you know, we're going to have rusty rainwater tanks in people's backyards with meat hanging in them. It'll be the next barbecue fetish.
I think nearly every Riverlander's got a rusty rainwater tank like that.
Right. Well, probably most of the people in Australia have got one somewhere, or an uncle or an auntie that's got one. Can you imagine that at the family dinner? Oh, that was going to be my tank.
Yeah.
It'll be on a trailer. Next thing you know, at the next blooming Wakery field day we're at, they'll be on a trailer with a tank.
Find a home for it afterwards.
Yeah, we'll get it on a trailer, stick a thing in there. Next thing you know, auction it off as a thing.
We should.
You'll make a fortune.
Yeah.
These understudies under control, sweetheart.
Oh yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there.
It wouldn't be the first lamb you've cooked, I wouldn't have thought.
13 years worth. So
13 years worth. Wow. Yeah, you're right. And you normally would spit some of the coals and the whole thing.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Guessing the Euros sometimes with all the meat carved out.
The proper Euros.
Yeah,
On the
proper,
skewer.
exactly.
The proper Euros.
Yeah. You know what I always find with that is like the fat ratio that you got to when you pack it up. Is that
We
something?
put like so they in squares. You've got the flaps, and so you put a fair bit, and put some pork, lamb, pork, mix it up.
Is that what
And then
goes
when
on?
it cooks,
Yeah, the fat drips and it comes together, and that's why it's amazing.
but you got to put pork in it to keep it. That's a proper Euro style.
Yeah. Well, that's why it tastes incredible.
Okay.
When we do these kinds of things, it's always incredibly ambitious. I don't know many chefs that have cooked in a bloody disused water tank or
I would totally agree.
the bookshelf of death over there.
That's incredible, though. That is some beef ribs gone mad, isn't it?
Exactly. I mean, I was saying to Mark earlier, the next festival thing we should do is just microwaves. Way easier than this malarkey. But no, it looks good. The flavors are so incredibly unique with what we can create in these things.
Nice.
So as an event, it's pretty world class.
And the aspect when you walk in, it's going to look incredible.
Oh, absolutely.
The flames and the food and the.
I think just all this crazy meat cooking and equipment spinning, it's just going to confuse a lot of people. I'm not even sure what I'm looking at, to be fair.
Oh, golly. How do you guys basically come together with the menu? So you've got all of our local produce, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, look,
Amazing.
that was actually the really easy part, because when we came down here on tour, just the amount of world-class producers available to us.
Yeah.
The menu writes itself when you're dealing with such brilliant produce.
Yeah, which is cool.
Then we had to complicate our lives by,
deciding, well, let's just do it all with wood.
This explosion in a medieval refugee camp,
Does it just progress like that? Do you sort of go with, this would be cool. Oh, and if we're going to do this, we have to do that. And then it just sort of
exactly
snowballs.
Exactly. At 3 a.m., with a couple of whiskeys. And
oh, God, that's always the bad thing, isn't it? When you're overconfident when you've got a half, when you're half cut. It's like, that'd be amazing. Let's do that. What is on the menu? That's probably a good question.
We have, we're doing carp larp.
Carp larp.
With a yabby curry. We've also got Murray cod, which we're going to be cooking on the grills with caper relish. Following that, incredible sausages and wood roasted quince.
Yep.
Our water tank beef with Oaxacan salsa, so like a recipe I got when I was in Oaxaca for a bit. That'll dress the beef. We got incredible lamb, which we'll dress in like a river mint sauce with lentils. Roasted pumpkin with korma spices, creamed corn and burnt onions, wood roasted cabbages with smoked yogurt and wattle seed. Bloody everything that is available in the Riverland we've turned into a dish.
Something amazing.
Yeah.
It sounds incredible.
Exactly.
I might need more than half a bottle of whiskey to be brave enough to think about some of that.
We should have just gone with a meatwurst platter, you know.
Just run with it, so you're right. Help yourself. Maybe just leave an open fire and give everybody a fork.
Yeah,
there you go.
That's it.
Be responsible for your own cooking. But it wouldn't be anywhere near as good, though. It just smells incredible.
No, it's certainly a spectacle, and you know, never been done in the Riverland. And for me, it's, you know, one of the best events of the year, and it's so good that we can do it in, you know, Loxton.
Yeah, I'm just so happy as a community that we actually got rallied around and actually got, you know, enough people to fill up and people waiting to come.
Yeah, massive wait list, 300 people. Like, you know, it's one of the biggest sort of banquet events in South Australia, and probably the biggest that we've seen. Post-COVID as well. So,
yeah, for sure. Which is awesome. I mean, that was probably, you know, when I first heard it floated here 12 months ago, whatever it was, and I thought, you know, that sounds incredible. I just hope the town and the community says, let's embrace this and run with it, and they have, and so it's great. And
they have.
And, you know, this will be the birth of something ongoing.
Well, I think that's the important thing. It's all very well for us to kind of, you know, come in, do a thing and go again, but this can be a legacy event, and you know, I think they can absolutely do it.
Yeah, that'd be great.
You want to try some?
So often Tastes of Australia has events that celebrate the chef, and the chefs come into a region, make a meal and then go. I think what's exceptional about this region is the quality of your produce and the quality of your producers. And to be able to use an event like this to elevate and recognise the quality of the produce in your own backyard is something absolutely amazing.
Just to celebrate their hard work and their passion and put it on to the plate. So congratulations to you guys, because I think the food's smart, the ingredients we've seen are absolutely incredible.
Good, nutritious, wholesome, exciting food is about a shorter logistics chain. So the more you can eat locally and celebrate and support those people, the better you're going to eat, the cheaper you're going to eat.
Well, I'm seriously well fed. I mean, after bloody 8 courses, I don't know. Ooh, look at that. I was fat before we started, but this is amazing. The honeycomb was a treat. The boys are incredible. I reckon, I don't know, if I've ever eaten a bloody rainwater tank beef, I'm going to get a rainwater tank and cook some beef in it. It was amazing. So if you're thinking about coming to the Riverland, maybe you should turn up when this event's on, because this is incredible. So thank you to the Riverland for having us here. I'm not going to be able to eat for a week.